Rec League podcast. Tell your friends, tell your neighbors, tell your family, tell your haters. Available on Anchor, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Radio Public, Podchaser, Good Pods, Pocket Cast, Breaker, and Stitcher. At Rec League Podcast on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. At Rec League Pod on Twitter. Episode 71. Available now. Yo, whether you watching this from Facebook, Twitter, click the link in my Instagram or YouTube itself. What up, world? So, I just watched Eternals. It is, I'm guessing, the 26th movie in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I've lost count at this point, especially when I'm trying to think of it off the top of my head. It stars Gemma Chan, Richard Madden, Lauren Ridloff, Leah McHugh, Kumail Nanjiani, Brian Tyree Henry, Selma Hayek, Angelina Jolie, Don Lee, Kit Harington, and I think I'm blanking. It is directed by Chloe Zhao, who just won the Oscar for Best Director for Nomadland, the most recent Oscars. You got Eternals, who have been among the earth basically since its creation. They are instructed not to get involved in world-altering events, Thanos, unless deviants are involved. And at this point in which the movie takes place, deviants are involved. So now we get to see Eternals whoop ass. I just like all Marvel fans in 2014 knew nothing about the Guardians of the Galaxy. I knew nothing about the Eternals. I had heard some things and it was like, well, the Eternals are this, and this, so perhaps the movie's going to take place here and stretch all this time. It kind of did. I liked the way that the story was told. These are all new characters, so we're getting set up, we're getting backstory, we're getting introduced to new characters while they also have to save the world. And I will say that this was a good movie. This was a good introduction to this team. Teams being the theme of the backdrop. Dig it. I dug their performances, man. Like, Gemma Chan was in Captain Marvel, but she's herself in this. She's the main focus. There's not a main character. Like, the team is the main character. We kind of get her on her own first, and she has history with, ironically, she has history with Kit Harington's character, and she has history with Richard Madden's character. So adopted brother beef, and Richard Madden can't escape Cersei. I'm a little disappointed that the writing didn't have a Game of Thrones nod in there. Leah McHugh plays a character called Sprite. I think maybe the soda reference would have been too easy, but she was one of my favorite characters. She was, in my opinion, one of the best characters in this movie. I watch Atlanta. I've been keeping an eye on Brian Tyree Henry. I've been keeping an eye on the cast from that show. Lakeith Stanfield is now the only character who I don't believe has been in a comic book movie. Because Gambino, Donald Glover, was in Spider-Man Homecoming. Zazie Beetz was in Deadpool 2 and Joker. Brian Tyree Henry was in Joker, and he's in this. He's pretty good in this. Like, he's kind of comic relief. I liked Richard Madden. As far as powers, he's basically Superman. They all, each Eternal had one set of powers. So to me, that because we don't see a long fight scene like, let's say, the Battle of New York. There's not like a Battle of New York-esque fight sequence to where we can see them all like work together as a team to show how collectively their powers are. But like it makes for some cool visuals. I thought the fight scenes, I thought the action elements were good. I just think that maybe I don't know if the Eternals, the way it's sold, deviants are like, let's say Ironmonger, the Abomination, Whiplash, Loki, Red Skull, Killmonger, Thanos, Hela. Deviants are supposed to be like stronger than any villain the Marvel world has seen combined, right? So the Eternals are supposed to be like, unless deviants are involved, y'all can't get it, y'all can't interfere, you know, because that's what the trailers say. That's what Selma Hayek was saying in the trailers, right? I don't think that the Eternals are depicted in this movie as stronger than any character that we've seen up to this point, from Iron Man in 2008 up to Shang-Chi 2 months ago. So it's like maybe they weren't shown at full strength, who knows? But in this, they're like, there's how epic of characters to be able to stop only deviants and all this, because they have the rules from the Celestials and all that. It was a little underwhelming. Angelina Jolie was a badass character in this. She's low on dialogue, but I think she was high on impact. And then Lauren Ridloff was good. I didn't really like the Barry Keoghan character. He was kind of a douchebag. But when it came time to third act save the world, he stepped up. There is a mid-credit scene. There's a mid-credit scene that I have a question about, and it's obviously a spoiler. And then there is a post-credit scene. There's a mid and a post-credit scene, and I think I know the answer, but I have one question about that. So like, the effects are cool. I think as far as the stakes, I think they're as high as Avengers Infinity War. Technically, like the camera work, the cinematography, the movie looks beautiful. I think I wish I could have seen this at the IMAX, because seeing the big celestial Ashura, whatever his name is, the big red dude that's in the trailer, that would have been amazing to see at the IMAX. It was cool at the theater I saw it in, but like IMAX always elevates movies like this. So like, I know it's movie 26, but Black Widow was the start of a clean slate for the MCU, resetting expectations and how the MCU is gonna build back up. If there's more Eternals movies, they're only gonna be in Eternals movies, because whatever they're building towards, whether it's Avengers 5 or the next Infinity War massive crossover in game, it's literally all on the line. Unless Galactus is like as big as a Celestial, like I'm not 100% confident on all the details. I don't see the Eternals coming into that massive crossover. Aside from their individual movies, aside from Eternals movies, the threat isn't gonna be as big as a Deviant. But they're like that. There's also, I don't know, the window is open to see these characters again in ways that this movie didn't show. So I thought this was a good movie to introduce characters that I'm pretty sure the mass public, the general public, is unfamiliar with. This is a Guardians of the Galaxy like risk as far as like Jim Bob down the road over in Idaho picking potatoes doesn't know other than brand name Iron Man, Captain America, Spider-Man characters. But like this lays a lot of cool potential. So with all that being said, I will say that in my opinion, Eternals is almost dope. Have you seen Eternals? What you think about it, man? Positive, negative, somewhere in between? Let me know. I've recently posted reviews for Last Night in Soho, Army of Thieves. I always want to say Army of the Dead. I probably did in my review for that. But Army of Thieves, Dune, Ron's Gone Wrong, the DC Injustice animated movie. Next weekend, I want to watch and review Clifford, the Big Red Dog, and Red Notice. It's a lot of red next weekend. Rec League Podcast, episode 71. Me and my guy, Nicky G, Nick Goodman. We talked the Halloween franchise from the original 78 classic all the way to Halloween Kills. So check that out, man. Like, subscribe, comment. Find me where you find me, man. Don't know where to find me. Watch these credits. Peace.